All right, Bucks fans, what's going on? Y'all know that I've been gone the last few days, but hey, I'm back. Second video out today, and excited to take another deep dive into Savion Washington's performance against Nebraska. Again, we still got like half the offseason to go with taking a look at how some of our guys did last year on the team. So Savion's not going to be the only guy that we're going to look at until August. You know that. So yeah, excited to finish this up. If you haven't seen part one, be sure to bookmark that. I got it in the description of the video. But yeah, y'all be sure to smash that like. Let me know who's watching in the comments. And this should be a lot of fun. I'm glad to be back live, even though it's a little late. If you're catching this on the replay, definitely throw a note there in the comments. But again, hopefully you guys are doing great today. How do you guys feel about Ben Boozy? Y'all like all that? I love that he's coming here. Can't teach 6'1" size, okay? I love that. And as I told Chico, you got to be over 6 feet in order to get a scholarship. So I love it. Shirley Kimball, good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we're going to get right to it, guys. So part one, we were taking a look at Savion Washington's first half against Nebraska. And now we're going to take a look at part two. Kind of interesting. Some really good plays there. Some plays I wish that I'm sure he wishes he could come back. But I think overall, again, this is more of the good stuff that we saw from Savion before that ankle injury. And I think that going through his part one of this first half, I think he is a victim, kind of guilty by association in some respects with other parts of the line. But let's take a look, guys. Okay, so right here, 1844. Again, Savion Washington, number 87 over here. Starting in the second half, and I think I broke up. I took a look and time-stamped all the plays I was going to look at a few days ago, so I think that we're just going to get this end zone view of things. So I wanted to kind of speed things up a little bit. And reminder, I put things in 0.75 speed for copyright reasons. And this is a nice little, I guess you would call it like a pancake maybe, but you see, man, Savion just, he's able to throw this guy off his feet. Obviously, that guy was a little unbalanced, and Savion takes advantage of it. But again, victim, guilty by association. Shador taking another sack. Again, no surprise. I think he had 8 sacks in here. Again, Dylan Edwards, I think, did his best in pass protection. He was just a small guy, as a true freshman. He'll be better in this year, no doubt. Again, personnel decisions. Might you seen a different result if you had another back in there, quite possibly. But hey, you've heard me complain enough about that. So let's get to 1941 here. And here we get another nice, another pass block. And the note that I had in here was a great second effort by the pass rusher. So this might be a little bit of a battle here. Going up against number 9. See, Savion's able to force him over towards kind of where his momentum is going. And he kind of crashes in here into the chaos. And Savion forces him way wide, which is wonderful. And I thought that this was kind of interesting. I definitely would say that Savion wins this block, so far. But this is a really great effort here by number 9, still working through. You see, he kind of is able to use this other block here. Action here as a pick, and Savion kind of gets stuck behind him a little bit. And he's able to actually get a pressure with that second effort. And so that was a really interesting battle. Of course, Shador makes an amazing throw. One of his best of the year, I thought, to Travis Hunter. Interesting stuff. All right, now we'll get to 2021, and this should be a run block here. Oh, and maybe there was a holding call there. Why I got called back, I can't remember. But anyways, let's take a look at this. 2021 run block. Come on now. That was not a run block. Nice little pass block, though, from Savion Washington. Let me see here if I just got my timestamp wrong. Yeah. Here we go. Savion right here is able to work his way up into the second level. Again, engaging with that linebacker. Uh, you know, just kind of a run block is kind of how I saw it. All right, now we can go to 21-32. I think this is what I was wanting to get to. Run block here on 4th down. Okay. And it goes outside. But again, Savion over here, I thought he did his job really well. Again, maintaining contact, not letting number 9 get his arms loose, maintaining his ground, moving his feet, and then Van Wells coming out there to chip. I thought he did a really good job on that block. No, it was, the play kind of went away from him, but at the end of the day, he executed his job on that specific play. Now we'll go to the 22-minute mark right here. And I think that this is another run block that I highlighted. And going against this edge here, 48. And what I noticed here is that Savion did a good job of still maintaining contact, holding on to this defender, not letting him, use his arms to get back in the play. See, he just holds and holds and holds. Not a penalty hold, but like holds on to the guy. That's what you like to see. And see that second effort, bam, get out of there. So I don't really understand the narrative around him that he was a soft player. I don't think so. I think for the most part, I mean, from what I've seen, I don't remember anything in particular sticking out to me in terms of poor effort level with him or not playing through the whistle, any of those things. Again, sometimes I feel like he was just victim guilty by association. And I think that he definitely was the best offensive lineman that we had. But with that being said, this is another really interesting play right here where Savion does a really good job of getting out in front of the defender, again, moving his feet. I think he shows a good ability to do that. And here, I feel like this is a decent block, but then the edge defender here has a good second effort in where he's able to try and force disruption. You would like to see Savion still maintain some sort of contact to where he's able to keep his hands down, the defender's hands down a little bit. With the play design here, you would have wished that the ball's out of Shador's hands by now. But with that added time, he's actually able to still work, and Shador's still drifting back and back, and he's able to get free from Savion. So, again, Shador had to drift back because, again, there's pressure coming up to him up front. But overall, I thought this was a pretty good block initially, but then you see the second effort by the Nebraska defender. Yeah, just kind of breaks that whole thing up. Interesting play right there. 23-48. Going back to the communication. Again, we saw the line not deal with blitzes well in some circumstances in part 1. And so now in part 2, I noticed this one where I feel like Savion in particular was blocking the correct guy. So let's go ahead and get into this. You see they're facing a stacked line here. They got to figure out quickly who's coming, who's dropping back, or if they're just sending the house, right? Shador should have a hot read. Again, here, they all block correctly. So they're leaving free the guys furthest away from Shador to rush. That's how it should be. Ideally, he has a hot read that he can go to. Savion does a great job of tying up 11. He's not in this play at all. Shador ends up throwing it. I forget if this is complete or not. Yeah, complete. So I guess that was his hot read, right? To Zay Weaver, hopeful NFL draft pick this year. But that was great to see that in the second half, they were able to communicate better in that situation than what you saw in the first half. Let's go to 2601. And you guys, if you watched the Nebraska game, you might have remembered this play. This should have been a touchdown right here from Shador, and I think, was it Dawson or Horn? We'll find out. But you see right here, Savion ready. And he does a really good job of giving Shador plenty of space to make this what should have been a touchdown throw, just as a brick wall out there against this guy. Great job of the line protecting. Again, usually the only time Shador had a clean pocket was when they were dropping 8 back. You see, they needed both of those guys in order. 2 double teams in order to give Shador a clean pocket on a 3-man rush. You know, we needed both of those double teams for sure, but the one guy that doesn't need a double team on this is definitely Savion. And clean pocket for Shador. He does a great job of blocking for him, and this should have been a touchdown here. Oh, it's to Dylan Edwards. That should have been a touchdown, no doubt. So plus in Savion's category right there. Let's go to 2632. Really good job of dealing with the fakes. That was my note here. I got to see what that was. I think kind of the little feints that this pass rusher was providing here against Savion. Oh, yeah, you see a little hesitation. Drops back, kind of one of those simulated pressures. And so then, yeah, Savion goes in to assist Landon Beebe with that block of number 16. So, again, he wasn't – that's kind of nice to see that he wasn't thrown off by this. He was able to identify that this guy wasn't rushing. Maybe he was dropping back depending on what Dylan Edwards did. I'm not totally sure. But at the end of the day, Savion identified that he was blocking back or staying back here and then went to block to assist Beebe, number 16. I like that. And then again, you see him shove him. You see him shove him again. Play through that whistle. Touchdown. Very nice. In the words of American hero Borat. Okay. 2105. Or 2905. Got a run block over here. You see, working his way up into the second level, engaging with this linebacker here. And then, again, I like to see him keeping his momentum forward. But I thought that was a pretty decent block. Now, this was one of his minuses that I had marked down at the 30:05 mark. See, Savion's right here. We actually have Shane Cokes in, and then Bishop Thomas in, the Rick Ross package. But run block here on this like play action. Initially did a good job, but then 11's able to work himself back up in the play. Savion kind of gets caught a little bit behind here, and I would say that he loses this rep as 11 is coming in to cause chaos. So, Travis, you got to hang on to that, my man. Come on, that hits you right in the shoulder pads. (30-37). And I had a note that after that bad block right there or bad rep, he responds with a really good rep here on this next play here. So you'll see similar package, little pistol action. Wish we saw some more pistol, but anyways, really solid job here on number 11. He doesn't allow 11 get off of him. You just wish you could have punched that thing in, right? 3407. We'll go to that now. Or no, we'll go to 3107. So this is 3rd and goal on the 1.5 yard line. See here, passing, facing number 9. Good block initially, and this is just a really nice blitz from Nebraska here with number 4 with this linebacker. Look how, again, they kind of set a pick play for him with this rush, and Shador kind of rolls out. It was kind of a series of unfortunate events for Colorado because this blitz play ended up just being the right call here. Because Savion's blocking his guy that he sees. Number 4 is free right here. And maybe you wish, I don't know. I don't think you can expect any offensive lineman to jump that quickly to handle that free rusher. And I think this ends up in a sack, if I remember correctly. And you can see Savion's pissed about something with the protection. He's pissed off about it. All right, 35, or let's go to 31-39. How about that? We'll get another run block in here. And Savion's right over here. Again, good jump off the snap, and then just starts moving his feet. Knocks that guy to the ground. I mean, there's not really much more that you can wish for, right? You just wish that everybody else blocked. Doesn't matter. That guy went to the ground. You got 4 other white jerseys right there. But nonetheless, I thought that was a good rep from Savion. Here at 3407, we got a nice little 3rd down block. So let me find that timestamp. There he is. Again, the line has to identify who they're going to be blocking here. There might have been a flag on this play for offsides. I can't remember. But Savion does a good job of getting out of his stance really quickly with this wide rusher out here. Lucky that he timed the snap wrong. 14, that is. But again, nice wide base. Doesn't give this guy anything. Shador has a clean pocket. And he's able to throw that to my man, Jimmy Horn, for the first down. Let's go, Jimmy. Really nice pass block right there from Savion, I thought. And then let's get to 3505. I think can't remember if this was a screen or a run play. Yeah, a little bit of a draw. And I thought he did a really good job of staying close to the line here, staying close to the BB, the right guard, and working his way upfield really well. This ends up being one of the better runs of the day with Hankerson going for a big run. You see, got upfield really well, made a little bit of contact. You wish that he could have kind of gotten there quick enough to take on that linebacker, but sometimes it's a little bit easier said than done. At the end of the day, the line did a really good job of just opening that wide running lane. All the guys did. Big time run. All right, 35-37. I had this as another minus in the pass blocking. So we'll take a look at it over here. Savion going up against, guessing 48. This play action. And yeah, you see he's not able to get his arms on him, that stiff arm. Then that defender kind of pulls him down. Really good rep from him. You would like to see Savion again maintain contact with his arms, continue to move his feet. This might be a little nitpicky though, because it has no impact on the play at all. But I think you would have liked to see him stay in front of that guy a little bit better. But at the end of the day, no impact on the play, I suppose. But this next play, 36-10, had labeled my favorite block of the second half right here. Perfectly called play to deal with the stunt from Nebraska. Okay. So let's find out what this thing looks like. Oh, yeah. See, they have this defensive tackle come outside. And this is where we called that reverse play. So normally you would kind of see Savion, if this was like a traditional passing play, you would see him still stay on this guy. And you would see Van Wells, guess BB's already working up front. Or, no, BB's right here. I guess he pulled. Yeah, he pulled. So you see Van Wells working over here. But at the end of the day, this were kind of a normal standard play. You'd see him sticking on this guy. But Savion knows that this play is actually going for a touchdown here on this reverse play to Tarvarge Dawson. And watch how he lead blocks. So he chips this guy. He does a good job. Again, this was a great play call to deal with this kind of stunt that they had working inside. Because this guy's just trying to disrupt what's going on over here. He's not even worried about the outside contain that is now totally uncontained. And there we go to Dawson. You see Savion is working his way upfield. And then when you got the big fella in front of you, in front of a DB like this, you just want to see him finish the guy off, right? So, I mean, that's exactly what happens. He throws him off his feet, and Dawson works his way in. And again, even after he works his way, or he puts him off his feet, you see him still playing through the whistle, okay? Taking another shot at the guy, finishing off the play. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I don't see him late. Like, I don't agree with saying that he's a soft or lazy player. I think that's absolutely BS, and it's lazy because you're just looking at other guys on the line and associating Savion with that. Look, and then he's talking his smack. Now you could say, hey, pick on somebody your own size. But hey, I like it. Yeah, and he's still talking. Man, I love it. That was definitely my favorite block going through this thing. 36-50, I had initially a loss on this rep, but then works his way back to win it. So we'll see what happens here. Again, that stiff arm kind of works to create some distance, but then the rusher is able to still kind of get wide. But Shedeur sees this lane here. This is a good example of synergy. Steps up in the open space. That allows Savion to recover and seal this guy off. See? Boom. Boom, baby. I forget what happens here. Please throw it out of bounds. Oh, no, wait, no. This is the 4th down play, or the 2-point conversion play. That was awesome. That's when Shedeur took his helmet off. It looked like a catch to me. Right? It looked like a catch to me. I thought that was a pretty cool play. But yeah, initial loss, but I thought he won the second battle there. 37-26. Yeah, he got beat right off the jump on this play. Let's watch that again. He was expecting an inside move. This guy guessed right. He's able to work his way into disrupting this play. But Savion did a decent job of at least maintaining some sort of contact on him to drive him out of the play. And then again, you still see him working a little bit over there. So again, not the most brutal thing, but again, you would like to see these guys get pushed back, on every snap. But I know that's unrealistic sometimes. Okay, let's go to 38-29 pass block. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I'll get to your comments here at the end as usual. And I like to see his hand movement right there. Again, does a great job of, I thought, staying in front of at 18, not letting him disrupt the pocket. Really big play here from Weaver. And hopefully we see this from our number 10 this year, LeJontay Wester. We see a lot of this. I think he can do a lot of that too. All right. And the last one is right here, 39-34, one of his best reps of the half. That's what I had labeled here. So, and then I got a bonus clip for you that is unrelated, but you guys might find this funny. But let's go ahead and look at this last rep. Dealing with this pass rusher, Elijah Judy, I believe, was number 11. And communication, understanding what your responsibilities are, that, knowing each other's minds, having that chemistry, right? We saw them struggle sometimes with who to hand off to or who's blocking who, right? Especially in the first half. And you see Savion understand, oh, we actually got 48 coming free on this this little stunt, this little blitz. I'm going to come back off. And look how quickly he moves his hips out wide. Yeah, definitely one of his best blocks of the day. Bam. Look, turns those hips, look at where his feet were placed right there. This is really good stuff. Good awareness. See, look where he kicks that leg. Bam. Allows him to turn, get into the play. Then Shador, again, understands where the space is, and he's able to just finish this thing off. Oh, Shador. It was tough to see him take those hits. But he's amazing nonetheless. And yeah, so that was Savion Washington. Overall, I thought that there were a hell of a lot more positives than there were negatives. I think we maybe went through, and I don't think these weren't all of his reps, but these were just a lot that I was highlighting. And again, a few minuses here, but overall, I think a positive day. I think this was, if not his best rated day on the year, one of his best. And again, I think it's going to be a close race in competition between him and Kahlil Benson for that right tackle spot. I think right now, Kahlil Benson has taken those first team reps. So we'll just have to see how the rest of this thing goes. But it's early on to where I'm not drawing too many conclusions about who I see taking starting reps on well off or whatever. We'll see how it all lines up for the spring game. And it looks like, I don't have Yeah, sorry guys. My browser just like crashed that had the bonus play on there. So I'll do that. I'll do that again later. Gearhead says his body is a little soft as he hasn't spent enough time lifting weights. Well, I think again another year in the program, just like a lot of the guys that we've seen put on more muscle and just look better physically. I would assume that he's able to do that as well. But I think that's totally fair. Maybe that's why people call him soft because he's got a little chub to him as a tackle or whatever. Maybe so. What's up, Viral? Hope you're doing well. K Vizzy. We had to start using D linemen when we had zero depth. See? And that's why I was saying, like, guys, we had Shane Cokes and Bishop Thomas out there instead of our backup offensive lineman. That's how you know, like, Savion Washington with one leg through second half of the year was a better option than anybody else that we had, sadly. Now, that might have been different if David Connor was healthy. And exactly, Viral. When we get guys like LeJontay Wester the ball in space, they take it to the house. Really flawed. I am white. Do we have hope? Yes, of course, because he's one of our better offensive linemen, no doubt. Now, does that mean that he's going to be a starter at right tackle? That's up to Savion himself and Kahlil Benson. We'll just have to see. But I thought that I think that we're a better team with him on the team. And you got a guy, say Savion goes down, you can put Kahlil Benson out there, or Kahlil Benson goes down, you can put Savion out there instead of like a defensive lineman or Isaiah Jada. No, and I'm not trying to, kick a man while he's down, Isaiah Jada, but I'm just saying, how it is. We don't want to see the Isaiah Jada experiment unless it is the worst of the worst, right? We don't want to see that UCLA game repeated, okay? But yes, we got hope. The offensive line should be average this year. It should be a national average. That is my hope. And we're all going to be calling them elite because that's how much of a difference we're going to see, like night and day. But I think when you compare this line to the rest of college football, it's going to be an average offensive line, and that's fantastic. That's big news. K Vizzy, all the goofies says Shador had no pocket presence. Yeah, it's like a both and. Again, when you're taking like 100 hits or whatever, you start drifting back later in the year. You can totally understand, especially when this man could not trust his interior line to block. And we saw that get worse as the year went on. He definitely has good pocket presence. It's just, hey, what he was asked to do was very hard last year, but you saw him understanding where to move in a lot of these situations, and that was great to see. I would like to see him get rid of the ball quicker, no matter what's going on. Just get rid of the ball quicker, sometimes scrap the play, take less sacks, scrambling around. But overall, Shador does have, I think, good pocket presence, but he definitely needs to improve his consistency with it. Sir Ken, not Shador. Hey, appreciate the kind words. Y'all smash that like. Byron Wilson, I think we need to hit the portal for another offensive tackle and center. I haven't really thought about the center position just because it's kind of a 3-horse race, but maybe you could argue that, hey, you got 3 guys in there with Hank Zielinski's the only one with Power 4 playing experience, right? So maybe you might do that. That's kind of interesting. Interesting idea. I'm not opposed to it. I want to see us get better everywhere, especially at the offensive line. With David Connor out on that leave of absence, we are very, very, very thin at tackle right now. So it is very, very important that we definitely do bring in another tackle. And heck, maybe nice bring in another tackle. Yeah, Byron, we do. I'll take another tackle so we get 2 and 1 center. I'm totally happy with that. I think we're good at the guard position. And maybe Kareem Harden can still play tackle. Again, we saw him more at guard, but and I think maybe he's probably better suited for guard, but working with a real offensive line coach, who knows what's possible, right? Full off season now here in Boulder. I still really like Kareem Harden. I think he can be a good depth offensive lineman for us. Yeah, exactly. This isn't anything where we're not, we're not bringing in any more 280-pound or fullback sized linemen here. See, Gearhead, you're absolutely right. Average would be a big improvement. Yes, and we're getting there now. This is a little bit of a tangent. I'm going to do a video on this. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But what's our recruiting strategy for 25 in terms of the high school class? It's going to be really interesting. I'm hoping to God we bring in a handful of offensive linemen. That Coach Holt really does this thing because we're losing pretty much freaking everybody. I think we might have like 5 offensive linemen on the roster or so after this next year. So if we're going to bring in some more late 2024 signees, right? Like we just saw with what's his name? Ben Boozy. I love that name. Ben Boozy. I would love for us to get some more high school guys in here. Would that be nice? Exactly, Byron. I ain't got no fave. I want to win it all. We still need to go after the best players in the portal, regardless of position. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As much as we love these guys, and we have our favorites, yada 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 yada. We want to throw that thing aside. Winning is what matters the most, and we got to win, baby. We got to continue to up the talent level. We are continuing to make these strides. All right, we're continuing to level up every single portal period, every single recruiting period. And the type of athlete and body that we have on this team compared to 2 years ago is way different. It's awesome. We took a step last year in the right direction at most positions, I think. But I think long-term strategy for offensive line, I think it's going to be hard to ever build an elite offensive line through the portal. I'm hoping that we can start to focus on the trenches more so in high school because we got a lot of great skill guys. That's kind of how I feel about it. Hey, happy birthday, old school. I love it. Happy birthday, old school. You're part of everything Colorado on here. And hey, if you're watching Colorado YouTube and you don't know old school, you're watching fake news. Old school's in here with everything. So this is awesome, man. I'm happy that you would spend part of your birthday with me. I really do appreciate you, and you're very special to us in Buff Nation, man. So really happy you're here. Keep it up. Don't change your profile pic. It cracks me up. Walker is small. TB never played center, so we have 1.5 centers on the roster. Hey, that's a way to look at it. I don't know if I fully agree with you there, but I totally can understand that perspective. Yes. I'm glad you like Harden too. Again, I don't think he got a fair shot. Y'all have heard me preach about that all the time. At least we don't have 9 linemen like last year. Did we have 9 linemen like last year? Like real linemen? I would say we had even less. Yes. Hope you have the best day, old school. Hope you're turning up. You're having a great time. Yeah, wonderful. Happy birthday from David Talks Buffs to old school and whoever else is having a birthday. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Easter weekend as well. The Easter's this weekend, right? You guys have a great time with your family if you're around your families. And yeah, I guess this kind of sums it up. A little late night film room. And again, we'll see what happens. I'm a fan of whoever can block the best. Okay, so we'll see how all that can turn out. And who do you guys want to see a film room on next? Is there anybody in particular? Let me know whether that's a recruit or somebody that transferred in or somebody on the team last year. I wanted to do one on Kahlil Benson, and then I wanted to do one on Savion Washington because that was such a great topic of conversation over the last month or two. And now let's see what else you guys got in terms of an idea. So y'all let me know whether that's in the live chat or on the replay. But again, I'll be back tomorrow. I think I'll do a video, like I said, on what the recruiting strategy looks like. Byron, Preston Hodge is like probably one of the few guys that I can't do because I just don't have Liberty film. I don't think he played in the bowl game against Oregon, and that's the only game that I have against or of Liberty. So sorry, that's a great suggestion, but I'm out of luck on that one. Those G5 guys can be a little tough sometimes. So it is what it is. All right, guys. Well, I am going to get out of here. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Feels great to be back. Hit that like, smash the subscribe if you haven't. Spam us with comments. And as always, Buff Nation, Sco Buffs, and happy birthday, Old School.